I'm in a real existential mood.
Well, then you need Lundy.
Not gonna kill myself. Gonna get that right out the gate.
No one thinks you're gonna kill yourself. You would have done it a long time ago.
I probably would have.
We're gonna be honest.
Look who it is. I didn't expect to see you here, Mr. Mob Psycho as shit. How fucking dare you? How dare you, Lundy?
First of all,
how dare you give up on Mob Psycho?
Hold on. Lundy's a drug
also,
addict. He doesn't really know what he's saying half the time. He's on the edge all the time, so he says irrational things.
No, Lundy's not the drug addict of the group. That's my crime. Lundy's crime is like I can't say it because I promised Lundy I'd stop accusing him of being a child murderer. Also, I want to get this off the bat. I quit Antifa because terrorist organization now. Don't want that. So
yeah, I was gonna say
anymore. Not Antifa.
How would they know that you're not Antifa anymore?
I can't even tell if you guys are. Oh, yeah, there he goes. Are you fighting? Working?
I do just like.
True.
Like
I only had talked to the guy twice, once to join and once to tell him it's like, yeah, it's like, look, no, it's not me, it's not you, it's me.
Look, man, it's not me, it's not you, it's the government, okay?
Matt, are you not wanting to get swatted?
No, I'm not.
FBI, get on the ground.
Yeah. So.
Also, I took my first hot shower of the week just 5 minutes ago, and that made me feel really good.
Did you get your water back?
No, the water was always fine. My shower broke.
Oh. Is it fixed now, or?
Yes.
Was the shower head just stopped working?
No, it's the fucking nozzle. It was the knob. No, the nozzle would be the hose. Also, yeah, Lundy, you fucked up. You done goofed with that emission in the Skype chat.
Yeah, I did. I don't want to watch Mob Psycho.
You're going to have to watch Mob Psycho. You know what? I'll be nice. You don't have to watch the episodes you've already watched.
I only watched the first 3.
Well,
who's Mob Psycho about?
It's basically about a little boy who's a psychic, but his psychic power is phenomenally through the roof to the extent that he could accidentally destroy the entire universe if he.
Oh, it's one of those cliche bullshit.
Kind of. I think it was made by the same people who made One Punch Man. I'm not sure.
Yes, and it's better than one. But at least, and here's my thing, Lundy. At least season 1 of One Punch Man versus season 1 of Mob Psycho.
So
Mob Psycho does a lot more. Look, I'm not a lolicon. You fucking started. This is why I stopped hanging out with fucking Kalins and Master Duck. Well, because of other reasons too, but the lolicon stuff played a part.
Look. No game, no life's appeal has nothing to do with the stupid sexualization of the little girl. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the fact that both of the main characters are fucking losers, and the show acknowledges.
My Little Pony has a deviant sexual fan base. My game, No Life has at least some fucking perverts who are I would love to pop that cherry.
No, I fully admit that's the case.
Green,
I'm not
unripe cherry.
I'm not gonna deny that that's the case. I'm not gonna deny that there's some people who are oh, fuck that little girl. Clearly, that's a thing. It's a thing in every fan base. If there's a little girl in anything and there's a fan base, there's gonna be at least some people in that fan base who want to fuck a little girl.
So the worst thing that came to my mind right now.
1 second, real quickly. I didn't know what was happening with the Godzilla thing. I came in high off my mind. I'm trying to be a nice guy over there. I didn't know he was a 9/11 truther and an Illuminati guy on top of maybe a misogynist.
Wait, who?
Did you go into another one?
This time it was a fucking trap. It was when I trapped Kalins in that call with just Beach and AOD for 5 hours.
Wait, Stizor trapped you?
No, like there was like this big thing that happened like yesterday or today or something. I don't know. I didn't know the full details, and then he started explaining it to me. But apparently, he wasn't explaining it truthfully. So, kind of made an ass of myself over there. God's odds. He's like a Christian guy who does hangouts, but it's the reason I like going to him is it kind of reminds me of the old Stickum days with Amendum.
Yeah, because all the people who go there are out of their fucking minds.
I see.
They are.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Also, hey Brian J and hey Bruno. I know I already acknowledged Bruno because he's the one who called me a lolicon. Technically, I am not a lolicon.
Back to that real quick, just because it hit my mind, I just had to say it because based on what Lundy said, how like have anything that has a little girl in it like has like perverts.
Yeah.
You know what? Forget it. I'm not even gonna say it. Fuck it.
No, Sammy, this is a safe space. You can say whatever is on your mind.
It's not.
I don't think this room can change.
This can't get any worse. Maggie Simpson. Maggie motherfucking Simpson.
Dude, do you know, like, I have, like, 156 episodes of Stardew Valley recorded. It gets fucking dark. By the way, I want to share this with everybody. I have no idea what this is. I found a note on my desk. Let me read it to you. Okay. Buy an apple tree, you fat fuck.
What?
Pass Matt.
Wait. Read that again.
Buy an apple tree, you fat fuck. Pass Matt.
Pass Matt. Yes.
Oh. You wrote that while you were high.
I have no idea what this is. I think it's in reference to something in Stardew Valley, but I'm like, I just high and really like I want an apple tree. That seems like something I do.
Right, it was you in the past while you were high. That's why you don't.
Matt, you should go over the videos that you recorded in the past day and see if at any point during the recordings of any of those videos you were like, I need to write myself a message to say I'm supposed to buy a goddamn apple.
Oh my god, it's like Memento. Matt is Memento.
So hey, Matt.
Yeah.
Next time when you're super high, make sure to write a note from future Matt about something.
Oh my god! Yeah, I would totally.
Hilarious.
It's like the Nazis won future Matt. Smiley face emoticon. It's like, wait, did I become a Nazi? What? Also, why did I write out an emoticon?
Smiley face emoticon swastika.
Did you draw like a fucking eggplant on there just for shits and giggles?
And like a kissy face emoticon or some shit.
Also, hey Zen.
All right. So there's people in here who are insistent that No Game No Life is basically a show that's supposed to appeal to lolicons. And I'm telling you,
here's my thing with it. It's a trash anime. It's like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like trash anime, like one of my favorite genres of anime is schlock 90s anime.
So, for one, I will say that it is a callback to that sort of schlock 90s anime. For two, there's just a lot of things that needs to be built.
I will say, when they did the JoJo's reference, I was like, you know what? I like you. You're cool.
Because here's the thing. Both the guy and the girl, the main characters,
Also, here's something too, Lundy. I didn't tell you this, but the big reason I actually do like the show, it openly acknowledges that the main characters are unlikable pricks.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the big ones. So the show acknowledges.
It's not like Sword Art Online, where it's like we're going to portray our characters as psychopaths, but like we still expect you to empathize with them like they're normal people. Like, no, the show immediately goes, these are broken, fucked up people, and you should empathize with them because they're broken, fucked up people.
Yeah. So as Matt mentioned, the show acknowledges that the two main characters are fucked up and psychopathic, and there's shit wrong with them. It also acknowledges that they're both complete losers and otaku who have not been able to do anything with their lives outside of being able to play games really well. That's literally their only fucking talent.
I'd argue No Game No Life is the anti-Sword Art Online.
I would say it is. And so it opens up with them sort of in this dark room where they've been up for who knows how long eating like ramen, and that's about it. That's all they can afford, and they're just playing video games and winning, and that's the only thing that they've ever been good at. And then basically the god of another world messages them and is like, have you ever thought that you were born in the wrong world? And they're like, yeah. And so he challenges them to chess, and then after they win at chess, the god teleports them into this other world where everything is solved using games. There's no fighting, there's no wars.
I can see it, Bruno. Bruno was saying Sammy's avatar reminded him of Ava 1's face from Evangelion.
That's weird because
it's like, you know what?
Wait,
it is, but like I know it's Darkwing Duck, but like since I have shitty eyes and I'm leaning back, it's like, you know, I can kind of see it. It's got like the same basic color scheme.
I guess if you're like half blind.
Ask him what he sees in my profile picture. That'd be funny.
Also, too, if he's just seeing like the little tiny thumbnail when Sammy's not talking,
yeah,
like it's probably really super scrunched.
But so that's the basic plot of the anime. But the thing is that the narrative framework of the anime and the reason why everything is so bright and shiny and colorful and the like is because everything is done through the perspective of the main characters. And their perspective on themselves is that they have become anime protagonists. That's how they view themselves. That's how they view their situation. And so, because they're also otaku, they view everything in this sort of stereotypically anime-ish way, which is why we get this sort of sexualization of.
Yeah, there's like a court scene, and literally the protagonist pulls out his phone and starts playing the Phoenix Wright theme.
Yeah,
that's literally a thing that fucking happens.
Yeah, that is a thing that happens. They do JoJo references knowingly. Like, it's not that like they're doing a JoJo reference and it has nothing to do with the story and it's not acknowledged at all. No,
like I said,
they acknowledge it.
The reason I'm not like, oh, I love No Game No Life. There's so much good anime right now.
I mean, like I told you in Skype, Matt, the amount of like actual legit good anime that's released per season can be counted on like one hand.
But honestly, that's like better than like the old days where it could be counted on the one hand of a leper.
But yeah,
especially the mid to late 2000s, like Boku no Pico got popular because nothing else was being released.
Boku no Pico got popular because it was a meme. That's why it got popular. Because people were like, hey, you want to get into anime? Here's one, Boku no Pico. And then people would watch and be like, why did you make me watch this? That's what it was.
You should probably watch Boku no Pico. Or if, you know, I'm not going to judge. Fuck it. If you want to watch it, watch it.
Look, if people are already like put off by No Game No Life's little girl, they're probably not going to watch Boku no Pico, or if they do, they're going to be very disturbed.
So I have been keeping up with the news.
Boku no Pico is legitimately worse than No Game No Life. Boku no Pico is basically softcore pornography
for little boys,
not for little boys with little boys. Like,
well, yeah.
Yeah, like when you said for little boys, they were like, wait, is it like preschooler porn? What? It's like, no, it's not that. It's just a bunch of little, I don't want to say cute boys because that makes it sound like I'm into that shit.
Moe boys.
Yeah, Moe boys. That's the other thing, like, too. Like Mo. I know, technically, Moe anime opened the fucking door to the new floodgate of fucking good to decent quality anime coming in. But, like, I fucking hated it. I hated anime so fucking much when Mo was fucking popular.
I'll say this shit. Something that...
Holy shit, getting fucking dubs.
A show that I'm watching recently... A show that I've been watching recently, or rather catching up on, that I've never even thought about watching before because of the genre it's in, is High School DxD. I don't know if you know that one, Matt.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
So it's in the ecchi fucking genre, and I hate that genre in general, that and slice of life and harem anime are my top 3. Like, fuck off, I don't want to watch this because I never enjoy the story.
Sports anime recently. There's a lot of good sports anime.
I've never seen I'm gonna be honest here. I've never seen a sports anime that I didn't like, at least to some extent. I've never.
I never really watched. Like, I remember there was like a boxing one that Fox played for like a month on Saturday mornings, but like it never got really big until like Yuri on Ice just made everybody go like, wow, sports anime can be great. Also, this is gay and I love it.
Oh yeah, I love all the sports anime I've ever watched. I think the first one I ever watched actually was Basquatch, the fucking basketball one with the mechs.
Yeah, that sounds fun. Like, I'm just talking about like there, like, I can't remember the name of it, but like there's a really good tennis one.
Tennis God something.
No, I don't think it's that one. It's basically like this guy, he's like he comes off as like he's really super smart, but in actuality he's just very detail oriented and very regimented. And he's never had any concept of fun until one day he watches like this girl play tennis. It also has a really good fucking like legitimately real feeling like anime protagonist romance. Like like it literally feels like these people like grow to love each other over the period of time.
Are you sure you're not talking about Prince of Tennis?
I think it is Prince of Tennis.
Okay. Because it sounds like Prince of Tennis to me.
Tennis God, and I was like, I don't think it had God in the title because this guy isn't really a god. He's like good, and that's the other thing too. It's like a lot of my current favorite animes, with the exception of like One Punch Man and Mob Psycho, but that's more because they're like weird deconstructions of different genres, is like I like the slow build of like an anime, like with Boku no Hero and Prince of Tennis, where it's like, yeah, the character isn't just like, he's not automatically the best. He doesn't just punch things like harder. That's not how he solves problems.
Yeah, plenty of anime does do that.
Deku,
but here's the thing: when you say
that was his problem. He was punching things too fucking hard.
Here's the thing, though, Matt. That should be standard. Like, it shouldn't be like some breakthrough fucking like refreshing thing to have anime protagonists who aren't already awesome at what they do.
Like, that's why I could get like a lot of the criticisms for Boku no Hero, where it's like people are like, it's too simple. Like, it doesn't really do anything new with the shonen like genre, but it's like, look, but what it does with the shonen genre, it perfected. Like, it is legitimately, in my opinion, one of the best shonen anime ever created.
Plus, I should point out that something that Boku no Hero has done that has sort of
I remember Gigantor.
Was All Might becoming sort of the guy who's just kind of like going to eventually die and blah blah blah.
About Boku no Hero, it actually made me like Goku again, because I was reading an interview with the creator and how he like created All Might, because he was like, my two favorite heroes are Spider-Man and Goku. Like, Spider-Man, I like him because he's a hero just to help people. That's his primary goal, is he just wants to help people. And Goku, what I like about Goku is when Goku shows up, there's a sense of reassurance. Like, oh boy, Goku's here. Everything's okay. You know, I never really thought about that with Goku before, and I was like, that is actually a really cool quality with Goku, when it's like he shows up after being off screen for a bunch of episodes. It's like, oh boy, somebody's getting their nuts punched in.
Well, it's like Sage said in his review of World's Strongest. It's very much a pro wrestling sort of aesthetic, where Goku comes in. It's sort of like old school when Hulk Hogan would like run to the ring like fucking,
for like months.
Yeah,
like fucking $1 million man's been running the company. Like he's got Macho Man on the ropes.
And then fucking
dun,
and then he comes in and starts wrecking house, and you're like, yes. Fucking hell, even
like,
TFS
wrestling. I don't get with a lot of people who are like, "Why do you like wrestling?" Liking wrestling has a very simple explanation to it.
Yeah,
it's just pure primal feelings.
Yeah,
it's good versus evil. You want to see your guy win over the other guy. He wins his championship. It's basic like story. It's storytelling.
I forget
wrestling.
What said
wrestling
it,
isn't about wrestling. It's about storytelling.
I think it was Gygax. I don't know if you watch him, Lundy. It was Gygax or maybe Mother's Basement. But like he brought up like he was talking about tournament arcs and why tournament arcs are awesome. And he brought up like sports are tournament arcs.
That's basically all sports are, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
like
the thing is, there was also
I remember a fundamental thing. Like we like a series of contests. Like we like seeing like the drama unfold, like the happiness, the sadness.
I will say that there's a lot of anime that can do tournament arcs badly, though.
I might have to I might have to give it more time and stuff, but like I really do think like the Boku no Hero's tournament arc in season 2 is one of, if not the best tournament arcs.
I wouldn't say
it's not the longest. It's not the longest, but it like what it does perfectly.
I wouldn't say so, and here's why. There's a lot of matches in that tournament arc that were just skipped as irrelevant, even though we know the heroes involved, and they were very short and they weren't very impactful.
They didn't need all. They all did.
There was only 3 fights. There was only yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and say there was only 3 fights in that entire tournament arc that actually mattered to any degree. They were good.
Maybe the Ida one should have been better. Like also like all of the stuff with Birdman.
Yeah, I mean he basically
was just a joy to watch.
He beat his opponents almost entirely off screen.
Also the acid girl and belly laser dude. That was a fun fight.
I mean, it was so short though, and there was very little to it.
Not everything needs to be the dark tournament from you.
But there was no. I'm saying there was very little to it in general. It was just her dodging around until he got a bellyache, and then she just shoved him out of the fucking ring. That's about it. That's all that happened. And by the way, there's very little stakes involved in this tournament arc too. That was another problem that I had with it. They were all already in the top.
There weren't like physical stakes, but there were like look at Momo, like after her fight with Bird Guy, like she was fucking utterly crushed because she didn't have to do the test to get into UA. Like she got in by recommendation and she got knocked out first round. So like you could also look at the stuff with like the purple haired mind control guy. That was fucking great. That was some great storytelling and going into depth with like quirk disparity and how like some people can be driven by like assholes to become villains because it's like, ooh, your power's a little too villainous.
Well,
Bakugo, anyone?
With him, I would say that his whole deal was he wanted to become a hero despite the people who thought that his power.
Also, I was watching it
in a villainous manner.
Like I love fucking. I know I was shitting on Uraka because Suyu. Best girl, but
Uraka, best girl.
I love that fucking fight
between her and Bakugo.
Especially the end of it when everybody is treating him like shit, and I think it's like the tape, like elbow tape guy. He's like you feel like a big man going all out against a frail girl, and Bakugo's just like, what about her was frail?
Yeah.
Like it's
like what the fuck are you talking about?
I love Bakugo's character development in season 2 because it's not as like overt as Todoroki's, but it's there. Like him watching the fight against Midoriya and Todoroki, and like using his using his mind like Deku would.
I will say, I'll say this is that I think Todoroki is very subtle in ways in which he's going through his changes.
It's subtle, but like it had more screen time. Like it was more like in your face, but with like Bakugo, it's more like subtle where it's like he's a little less of a prick.
I would say Bakugos are less subtle than Todoroki, and I would say that because Todoroki is actually still going through his. He's still not entirely certain what his goals are now supposed to be. The only thing that we know at this point is that he went off and decided to intern with his dad for a week, with a decision he would not have made beforehand. But he didn't even know if that was a good decision. Like he was even second guessing it while he was doing it. Again,
that's why, like, I know I did we have this argument last Friday about my belief that Bakugo is going to become the number one hero, at least for a time, before Deku.
I mean, you said that was going to be the case.
Like you brought it up with like Todoroki, like that's the biggest thing holding Todoroki back, and I think ultimately he's just not going to give a shit about being it's gonna be like I just want to help people. If I'm the number one hero, I'm the number one hero. If I'm not, I'm not. I don't give a shit.
I don't think that's really his motivation though. His motivation is to merely
a better man than his father.
Yeah. Which is why he's one of my favorite characters, because it's like, oh boy, I'm with you there, buddy. I don't have like weird powers and stuff, but like, and my mom didn't throw a pot of boiling water in my face, but you know, it is kind of weird they never addressed that again.
I mean, yeah, like they did like kind of address it, but it's more like, oh yeah, he's talking to his mom again.
Yeah, but he said
it goes more in depth in the manga, I guess.
His reasoning for not talking to her though. His reason for not talking to her though.
I think the reason they're holding back on it is because, like, since we're up on the manga, and no, like, I'm not gonna get into manga spoilers, but like the next season's probably going to focus, like, it's probably going to be like reverse with Bakugo and Todoroki this season. Like Todoroki is probably going to like be more in the background, and because like a lot of stuff is going to happen to Bakugo coming up.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that. Like, I feel like up to now they've been doing a fairly decent.
I mean, this is the problem with having like a 3-person rivalry.
The thing is that up to now in the actual anime, they've been doing a fairly decent job at keeping the focus balanced between the three of them. Like enough, each one is getting the screen time that they need to tell the story that they're going through. But like in the manga, like when you go further than where the anime is right now, Todoroki starts going way into the background. He's still a little bit more prominent than most of the other side characters, but not that much.
He kind of gets like a lot of his issues kind of sorted out.
I wouldn't even say he gets his issues sorted out.
I mean, not at least sorted out, but he gets to a place where he can deal with them better.
Well, I mean, even in the manga, at the current point that he's in, he's still not entirely certain what his motivations are supposed to fucking be.
You know what, I'm going to say this? Like, if any of them are going to flip to a villain, I can see Todoroki. Out of the main three, like, Deku's never going to become a villain.
We've already seen the Bakugo.
Like, Bakugo has made it very clear he is not a villain.
And, well, I don't think Todoroki is going to be a villain either. I don't think he has a good reason to. Outside of the fact that, like, his dad is a hero and he's a complete and total douche, I mean, that doesn't really mean anything when the only meaningful interaction.
I will say this, like, none of the main three are probably going to become villains.
I severely doubt it.
they are hinting at like one of the students is a traitor. I'm pretty sure it's the Invisible Girl or the Belly Button Man.
I doubt it.
Only because going back to season 1 and that arc, they were the only two who were unaccounted for during like when the villains broke in.
I think only Invisible Girl was. I'm pretty sure Belly Button Guy was there.
No, remember Belly Button Guy kept saying like he did that whole joke of like, do you want to know where I was? Do you want to know where I was? It's the secret. I'll be honest, I think it's the Invisible Girl.
I don't think it's either one of them, to be entirely honest.
Like who else
Like
would it be?
I don't know, because like no,
I hope it's Pervert Guy. Please let it be Pervert Guy. Nobody likes
please
him.
let it be Mineta. Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't think it's any. I don't think it's any of them. Honestly, I don't think it's any of the students. I know they hinted that it might be one of the students, but they also hinted that it might be one of the teachers. And who the fuck knows?
Which teacher could it be though?
I mean,
hey, Nick,
I'm not entirely sure.
Welcome to Boku no Hero chat.
But
Me and Lundy love Boku no Hero. We're not going to apologize for this shit. Fuck you guys. We're watching it like after this show is done. We're gonna all like sit down.
I abstain. No, I'm good.
You guys are still going?
Yeah, we are.
This is a continuation from last week too. Like we were literally doing this last week.
It's legit. I'll say this: it's legit not going to be Eraserhead. I know that much, but like I'm kind of starting to think about Present Mike.
I don't know, Bruno. I don't think it's
like...
gonna get canceled because it's like it's skyrocketed in popularity. Like right now, I think Boku no Hero is the #2 manga in Shonen Jump.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's up. It's definitely
I think
up
the only thing it hasn't overtaken is One Piece because, you know, One Piece.
It's been around the longest. It's
you know the guy who makes One Piece said the story's only half finished.
I don't doubt it.
Wait, how long has One Piece been a thing?
20 years.
20 years now.
So it's gonna be a 40-year story.
Yeah.
To be fair, like I'll be honest, I don't like the fucking anime, dub or subbed.
Yeah, like
but
Nick.
the manga's actually really good and deserves a better fucking anime.
About anime that's been over here is reading about how Antifa is qualified as a domestic terrorist, how they've been qualified as having domestic terrorism.
I'm not cool with terrorists, so I'm not Antifa anymore. Not cool with terrorists. Not Antifa. 100% not. Like I'm being sincere. I know it sounds like
qualify.
FBI.
Yeah.
That and DHS.
So yeah, not Antifa.
Yeah. So.
Wait, so the Department of Homeland Security is saying Antifa is a terrorist organization?
Yeah, but
I'm not seeing anything about them classifying Antifa as a domestic terrorism organization. It's just that they are committing domestic terrorism.
Okay.
Qualify.
Well, I'm still not in.
Yeah, I didn't see anything. I didn't see the term qualify anywhere in there, so I don't know if they're exactly doing that or not.
Well, if you make them a domestic terrorist organization, you're gonna have to make a lot of other organizations domestic terrorist organizations. Okay, so they're probably just
Vigilante yet?
And yeah, I wouldn't doubt that some of them are committing acts of domestic terror, like even just like I don't know, nothing like 9/11, but
I want to see like a short OVA of Vigilante, because you want to know why he made Vigilante? He made it for 2 reasons. He wanted to like explore like a different side of the Boku no Hero universe, and also he wanted to draw a superhero who did poses like Spider-Man.
That's such a weird reason to do a spinoff.
He really loves Spider-Man.
Well, Spider-Man's very, very likable.
I mean,
Sammy, why do you like Starfinder so much more than Pathfinder? It's ridiculous.
I don't know.
It's because he gets
pew-pews.
guns.
Pew-pew.
I'll be honest, I kind of like it more. The fight, like, I was thinking a lot more tactically in the fight instead of just being like, I'll just wait until the wizard does something.
Oh God, Nick! When you said, by the way, you guys see that the insignias on the security is Gold Hand Industries, and I started laughing so fucking hard.
They actually, the insignias, they play little like tunes too, like little what are they called?
By the way,
Slogans
Nick,
and
can
stuff.
we retcon
Like,
something? I don't want to get with
no.
the retcons, but can the security robots look like those drug things I sent you?
Oh God damn it! Yes, sure.
Like, because I was, Lundy, you've seen Psychopaths, right? Because I was explaining that to them. I was like, I imagine the robots are like the police from Psychopaths, where they have like a hologram over them, where they just look like a big mascot
Okay.
character.
So I don't think he explained it very well, but the essential thing is that because
I did not.
because everybody's psychology is being monitored at all times, and if your psychology is such that it starts spiking as a result of nervousness or a sense or a fight or flight sort of sense, then that causes this sort of message to be put into the law. It triggers security bots basically to put you down, to stop you, to do whatever is necessary, and the level of I don't know, fight or flight that your mind goes through is, if that increases, then proportionately the level of lethality allowed to put you down also increases as a result of some sort of bullshit. But anyway,
it's the result of some sort of bullshit. All right.
But anyway, because, well, I mean, they try to say like it's a mathematical formula that they're using, and I'm not going to get into that with you. So
let's be like, but that can't be the case.
So what the police do is when they're on patrol, like they know that there's someone around who's doing something wrong, or they're on cleanup duty, they have holograms in front of them that make them look like big fluffy bears, like like not like bears, but like mascot bears, like anime bears. And the reason they do that is to keep everybody calm. So basically, Matt was imagining that your security bots do the same thing. Like, hey, there was just a shootout, but hey, everybody, look over here. It's a big old mascot bear. You can all calm down.
Okay, yeah, that explains it a lot better. Because I was just like, I have no idea what Matt's talking about.
I actually, Nick, I think you would like Psychopaths.
Probably, but
Oh, also,
I am really bad. Like, I am really bad at watching TV or anything. Like, which is kind of weird. It's like the laziest thing I could ever do, and I'm too lazy to do that. And instead, I would rather do a class.
But Jemshin, this is built in. See, because everybody's psychology is so heavily monitored, they would know ahead of time if someone in the immediate area had a psychological conditional response towards big teddy bear images, so they would use a different image instead.
Like a kitten.
Yeah.
wait. Okay, this article. I thought it was New York Times was the fucking conservative one, not Washington Post.
No, New York Times is.
No, New York Times is the one that all the right leaning people are like is fake news.
All right, I always get the two fucking confused. I was reading this on Antifa, and all of a sudden it was like referring to Donald Trump as like a good reader of the pulse of America. I was like, don't know about that one.
Well, that's not entirely wrong.
Well, in a sense, it's not, but
he's able to tap into the lowest common denominator is the thing.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of, yeah.
And I think that's kind of the point of that article. I don't know. I haven't read it, so I don't know. But that's what I would imagine somebody's means when they say something like that.
And I'm back. Sorry, dinner was ready. How's it going? Fuck off.
Hi, doggy.
Giving you my food.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
Oh yeah, Lundy hits his cat in the dick with a wet towel, like they do horses at rodeos. Throw that out there.
So Matt's making that up entirely.
You
Am
put
I?
it inside of a sealed like basket
Well, there's still a
with
hole in the
no
top.
air holes.
No, there's still a hole in the top when I sealed it. It's like
I don't believe that.
It's like one of those tie bags from like olden times.
Lundy, like there's a hole in the top. Lundy wanted to be like Schrodinger's tea bag.
No. Okay. Nick asked me earlier today if I ever put my cat in a laundry bag or a laundry basket before, and I said,
if you ever put a laundry basket over your cat.
And I said, well, I've never put a laundry basket over my cat, but I do have a laundry basket that's basically, if you pull the straps up on it, it sort of seals up like a regular bag, like a sort of a backpack bag almost. And I put my cat in that and picked it up and started carrying around my cat in that. And then Nick started talking about how terrible of a vegan I am.
You're torturing your cat. Trust me, it does not like being in that thing.
Also, I'm going to say this.
If it
Cats
doesn't
aren't
like
really
being
pets.
in that thing, why would he get in it all the fucking time?
I've
I
decided.
don't know. I put a.
Cats
Remember,
are
I put a.
just
Well, no, you wouldn't remember this. Why'd you remember this? I put a like clothes basket over my cat once. He fucking freaked out. He's just like, "Oh God, I'm trapped," and then he like went crazy.
He gets in it all the time on his own. He sleeps in there. He likes it in there.
While it's closed.
Well, it doesn't close that much when I pull
no
open.
ventilation.
There's still ventilation. I'm telling you.
Not when your nuts are dangling down on top of it.
It's not. Don't do that, Matt. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I bet Lundy likes his cat pulling at his nuts like somebody punching a speed back.
What is wrong with you?
What the hell? I don't think Lundy declaws cats, so that would be extraordinarily painful.
Why do you think that happens, Matt? Why?
I don't know. I'm really high right now. I'm just trying to make conversation. I took a shower with a hose the other day.
So, did anyone hear that Gorka got fired a week ago?
Yeah. Wait, what? Gorka?
Yeah, Gorka. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus
Nobody cared about him, so nobody talked about it.
Today he apparently was spotted at the White House, like packing up his belongings into his Mustang convertible.
He put it in a little. Did he line all of his little boxes up like a swastika while he was moving out?
No, it was more just a bunch of people harassing him as he.
I
had, like,
imagine he would go to a comic book shop,
boxes in his convertible.
buy long boxes. Not a hose.
But yeah, Gorka.
Outside garden hose because my shower broke.
Apparently, Gorka is also disputing his firing. He says he turned in a letter of resignation, while apparently the White House is saying they fired him.
He's like, hey, it's a little less Nazi around here. I'm not cool with that. I thought we were going to put a picture of Hitler up. Trump.
Oh, also, quick thing, because I kind of noticed this.
Actually, real quickly, I want to ask Sammy something. Sammy. Sammy. Yes. Sammy
Did you actually listen to Gorka?
Yeah.
His accent? That type of accent. Did you notice that Kraut and T also has the same accent? Has the same type of fake accent thing going on?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Are you saying that, like, he's a Nazi because Kraut and T's a fucking Nazi? Is that what's going on?
No, I'm not saying that. I just find it fucking hilarious that both of them have that, like, almost the same disingenuous ass fucking accent, like, voice.
I don't think so.
They're both from Austria, probably.
I think Gorka's Hungarian.
Lundy's dabbing.
But I'm not sure if he immigrated or not. It's
Yeah,
his father had titles of Izzy Wren.
You better dab good or Trump's going to win in 2020 because that's why Hillary lost. Didn't dab good enough.
What the fuck are you talking about, Matt?
I don't know anymore. I literally don't. I've spent like the entire week doing nothing, but I have 157 episodes of Stardew Valley.
Each one is about 15 minutes, so.
And some of them are longer. A lot of them are longer because I get really wrapped up in Stardew Valley. Also, there's a lot of characters who show up, like Awake Napalm and Sleepy Time Napalm. They fucking hate each other. It's like Rick and Drunker Rick.
Did you hear the shit Tommy Lawrence said about that email shit? I have no idea.
Oh yeah, she's been hired by Fox News.
I'm not surprised.
Wait, who was?
Tommy Lawrence.
Oh.
Sheriff, the black sheriff.
Oh, him.
Mark,
yeah,
he
because
resigned.
Out of the blue, which was very weird.
Don't worry. Like, to be fair, I'm still not done yet. Like, once I get to year 3, I can like stop taping the videos.
Isn't he getting picked up by the Trump administration? That sheriff?
No,
he just got pardoned.
No, that's Arpaio. Arpaio got pardoned, but no, like Clark, it came out last week that he was no longer being considered for a position at Homeland Security.
Okay.
So it's really weird why, like, I think something's gonna come out.
Well, apparently he has a pretty bad record when it comes to being a sheriff too.
Really does. Like, he's almost as bad as Arpaio in terms of like prisoners who have died under his watch. Also, hey Rob Ray. It's just good not to be playing Stardew Valley. And again, I like playing Stardew Valley. There's a reason why why I still haven't taped the 10th episode of Undertale yet, because I'm fuck undying. Fuck that game. I hate Undertale now. I legitimately hate Undertale now.
Yeah, but you're being like silly about it.
Am I?
Thank fuck now. Even when you hate it, we have to hear about it over and over again. So
well, to be honest, Matt. I mean,
Batman versus Superman now, bitches. Instead of like, I don't know, Boku no Hero.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, thanks to you, Matt, I kind of put Undertale in the same box. Like, I think Boku no Hero is slowly ending up, which is something I don't want to hear about anymore.
Like, bitch, I love it. It's good. Like, how many times have I heard you have to talk about, like, Gundams or some fucking Nazi tank?
How? Okay, Matt, actually, Matt, also, I'm going to challenge you on that. When's the last time I did come in here talking about a Nazi tank?
Also,
for long periods of time.
I like how you don't challenge the Gundam part though.
90%
oh no, because the Gundam part's actually true.
When I talk about shit, I fucking hate it. The one thing I fucking truly love and adore. This is why I think you're some kind of weird fucked up AI.
You don't want him to talk like Matt won't shut the fuck up about things that he hates, but like now for once he's talking about something that he loves. And
yeah,
it's I don't want you talking about it.
I can actually, for once, put something I love into words I can describe.
Also, Matt, what's not bring up your theories about me being a robot, please?
It's
why not?
I think we should, because this is getting a little conspiracy.
It's getting a little
suspicious.
It's getting a little suspicious, Skull. You not wanting us to talk about it.
I can understand Lundy wanting me not to joke about him being a child murderer anymore. Like, that might come back and haunt him sometime. But like, you being an AI, that doesn't hurt you, unless you were an AI.
My comment yesterday, Sterner stuff, 2 robots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That
a
was-
robot expression.
Yeah, that was the underpinning of,
Also,
of
I
why I
see
made
how it
that
is with
particular
you
statement
guys.
against Nick.
Taping a bunch of videos, and that's the time you choose to have a big ass fucking Kingsfield fight.
Well, it wasn't even a Kingsfield fight, really.
Yeah, it wasn't, but like I wanted,
It just started because of that.
because
Yep.
Kingsfield is fucking awful, and unless it's Dark Souls, everything Kingsfield touched is shit.
Okay.
Exactly what Ann Onamos says.
I agree.
Methinks the robot doth don't protest too much.
Also, I'm going to say this. I agree with Skull. Slime Rancher is a fun game.
I don't know. I don't care.
I think the only reason that got questioned is because Nick decided to question me on it, and I'm pretty sure he was being playfully jokey about it.
I don't know shit about Slime Rancher.
Oh yeah, I wasn't even like serious at all, and then Lundy turned everything to 11.
Yeah.
Look, Skull has some weird thing about him that rubs me the wrong way when he starts fucking talking about shit sometimes. I don't know what it is.
Well, Lundy, the only reason I got a little bit annoyed with you
Nick.
was literally because you just kind of like, you don't enjoy them, you tolerate them. It's like, no,
answer
I
your
actually can't
question-
derive enjoyment from these games.
You saw my reply to it? Yeah. I
Then
got
I don't-
Kind of
I have no
impossible to
idea.
enjoy Kingsfield.
Then
I don't
I
believe
have-
you, Skull.
I've got so
I have.
high.
If you
I've-
honestly do enjoy Kingsfield, I honestly do not know how you can say that while also maintaining that you have anything resembling standards.
I mean, to be fair, there are shit crap PlayStation 1 era games I like.
Well, the thing is, Matt, there's a difference between enjoying something ironically and just
No,
enjoying
I
it unironically.
genuinely love Jade Cocoon, but even I'm like, look, this game has fucking tank controls when it's like, you don't need fucking tank to be like, ugh. And then again, it was like really bare bones in terms of combat and stuff, but like it had a really interesting like monster fusion system, and like the monster designs are fairly interesting.
Because the thing is, I'm still playing Final Fantasy VIII, and I hate that fucking game. There's very little that I can say about it that's actually like.
Hey,
good.
why are you playing Final Fantasy VIII if you hate it?
It's a time waster, basically.
Squall's a fun like Squall's a better character than Cloud.
No, he's not.
Like that's the only reason I could see playing it is like I give a shit about Squall. And
But
yeah,
Lundy's
Lundy. I'm sorry, like Cloud's kind of fucking boring.
Squall is like 100 times more boring.
Squall is an angsty teenager.
Yeah, like Squall has a reason to be a fucking dick.
What?
You said it. He's an angsty teenager. He's literally in school.
Okay, first off, Matt, Squall and Cloud both have reasons to be pissed off at the world, okay?
Cloud's just a dumb clone or something. I don't remember. I'll be honest, I don't remember a lot of the story of Final Fantasy VII. Stupid. I'll be honest, hate Final Fantasy VII. Never liked it, probably never will.
It was my first Final Fantasy, so it'll always have a place in my heart.
You know what my first Final Fantasy was?
Like-
Final Fantasy Mystic Quest.
I feel sorry for you.
No, I love that game.
Mine
That
was
game
Final
gets-
Fantasy 1 for the
Mystic Quest
NES.
gets a bum rap.
My first Final Fantasy was Final Fantasy Tactics Advance for the GBA. So, yeah.
Actually, wait. Final Fantasy Adventure for the regular Game Boy. I think that was my first Final Fantasy. Though I don't think that counts because it was basically a Zelda ripoff.
Well, if we're getting into Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, that better count.
Again, like Mystic Quest it has great music. You can beat it in like 6 hours.
Okay, first off, Mystic Quest does not have good music, Matt.
Fuck you. Listen to the
Um,
battle. Hey, Skull, who can play music through their system? Who can play music through their speakers and have it be audible?
Oh, I could. Give me a second.
No, find the battle theme from Mystic Quest.
Time to do some ear raping. Do.
Let me see, speedrun.com, Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. The first place is 1 hour and 52 minutes and 57 seconds, so you can easily beat it in under 6 hours.
Fucking way that they would fucking put towns up. Like you're
If you 100% it is 2 hours and 40 minutes.
I was
45
5
seconds.
So like it's the perfect like RPG for a 5-year-old.
Because because there's nothing challenging about it.
Yeah, and it gets you hooked onto the RPG stuff where it's like, you know what? I like this game, but I want more. Like, is there anything else? Like, oh, there's this game, Final Fantasy 2. I'm gonna play that.
Matt, what was the
So
plot?
it's
What was
like
the
a
plot to
drug.
this thing?
It's like giving.
Oh,
It's like giving the cheap drug to a kid.
There's a dark teen, and he's fighting the earth, like the light crystal, and then like the dark teen steals like the crystals, and then he puts them places, and then like the light crystal just finds a guy on a mountain, and then he fights a monster, and the light crystal's like, I guess you're the hero now. Fuck, see ya. Boom, there you go, bitch. There's the plot.
That is not a good explanation for one thing. Like that is a god awful sale.
Also, another fun thing about Final Fantasy Mystic Quest: the enemy sprites are cool looking. Yes, we can hear you. The enemy sprites are cool looking, and the fact that they show battle damage is really cool.
My usual trick for piping in audio like that's not working. Give me a second.
You know what? The fucking goddamn battle system for fucking Phantasy Star 2 is better than Final Fantasy Mystic Quest.
Also, you know what? Here's some more unpopular Final Fantasy opinions. 10 has the best battle system. 10 probably is the most fun.
Is the best battle system.
10 is honestly the most fun I've ever had playing a Final Fantasy.
Is it the best battle system of all the Final Fantasies released today, or just of the first 10?
Today. Like 12 has a fun one, but
because
like
I would argue 12 has a better one.
Yeah, 15's kind of cool, I guess. But it's too much of your AI partners are too stupid to figure out how to dodge, and they die. And you have to dump a potion on them.
In 10, where it's like, okay, there's flying enemies. Let me switch in Waka. Okay, now there's enemies with big heavy armor on. Let's get in Auron. Also, too, Auron, just a fucking delight as a character.
I don't know. I felt he was too much of a he was too cliche in the sort of grizzled mentor sort of way. Like he fit that mold a bit too well for my tastes.
Yeah, but he had a good amount of mystery behind him. Because you knew right off the bat, he knew a lot more than he was fucking telling you, and then he kept not telling you, and it's just got like, just fucking tell us, Auron. We're already in too deep in this shit. Like, there's no going back. Like, with me, what's the fucking truth here? He's like, you'll see.
I will say that people who are like
also, Final Fantasy X has one of my favorite cutscenes in any Final Fantasy game.
Is it
when Auron shows up in the Coliseum?
Okay.
And he just cuts down that one fucking monster. Fucking great.
I thought you were gonna say it was the goddamn ha 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 scene.
Final Fantasy IX is probably, in my opinion, overall the best Final Fantasy to play, though. Because if you want like the classic, what is a Final Fantasy game feel, probably it.
9's definitely up there.
9 really feels like a best of.
I'll say this shit. I think people are losing a lot of perspective when they argue about the first 10 Final Fantasies. Well, 10, technically not 10, but
everybody says Final Fantasy 12 sucked. I don't know why.
No, Final Fantasy 13 is the agreed upon sucky one.
Yes, definitely 13's agreed upon to be shit, but like a lot of people are like 12. I don't get it.
Here's my problem with 12, because it's a problem that 1 second, Casey came in.
Yeah, Jempton, I'd say that the bad laughing scene in 10, while it was supposed to be awkward, like that was the point.
Okay, I'm back.
It
so
went
the
way
big
too
problem
far, and it ended up just becoming annoying.
It ultimately really started with 10 and continued on really up until what's the newest one, 15? I haven't played it. I haven't played the newest one yet. I want to so badly, but I haven't had a chance. But like it had like the games had a real problem of like, hey, we're going to put like the focus on the character who is not the main character. Like Titus should not have been the fucking main character of 10. Yuna should have fucking been the main character of 10. It's her fucking story, not that little whiny shits. I'm hearing a thumping.
Yeah, why is there a
Is that
helicopter?
a helicopter? What the fuck?
Put your arms up.
Oops. What the fuck?
What is that? I feel like Skull's fucking around or something. I don't know.
And then going to 12, like the airship pirate guy. He should have been the main character of fucking 12. Not those two little fucking sniveling orphans. Those should have been fucking side characters you picked up. Those should have been the Euphies of fucking 12. Not the main fucking characters. Who the fuck wants to play a whiny ass fucking street orphan? Like, I want to play a badass, fun fucking space, like airship pilot who actually fucking legitimately affects the story.
I don't know why you think the kid was whiny in.
Maybe I'm confusing him with the kid from fucking 13 because they kind of look alike because they got the white hair.
I don't think was the kid from 12 whiny and shit. I don't think he was.
I don't remember him being so.
He might not been. He might have just been more like.
He was more like one of those wistful kids, like wanting everything.
Really fucking bland and just not liking him. And I'm like, why can't I be seeing the perspective of like the airship captain? He's the fun guy.
Because
he's the more interesting character. Hell, you know what? The princess! The fucking princess in the game would have been a better main character.
We are not robots. You cannot upload a virus to us. Stop.
I would say, Matt. I mean, what you're saying right now, I could say the same argument. Like, I could say the same argument for like Star Wars. Like, why is Luke the main character? Han Solo's clearly much cooler.
It's because Luke actually has a fucking monumental impact on the story. Like Titus ultimately isn't the one. It's not his fucking journey of growth. Like he's like tagging along with Yuna because he has fucking daddy issues and he has nothing better to do.
I don't remember there being a whole lot of growth for the starship captain in 12.
Like you don't need that with a cool character.
Well, that's the thing.
Jesus Christ.
Also, you don't need
Belfier had no growth whatsoever. The only thing was Sid is his dad and he was a judge.
You don't necessarily need character growth when you actually have an involving fucking engrossing story. Like his relationship with the princess was really fun. And honestly, you could have fucking cut out like the first part of the game and just started where he was introduced as him. And really, it would have been probably a better game.
Look, Matt. How are you?
Vaughn is trying to like kind of avenge his brother in a way too.
Here's the other thing about this guy, like, because I forget the name. I only played 12 once, so I don't remember a lot. So, like, Sky Pirate. What was the Sky Pirate from Tailspin?
I don't know.
I don't.
I want to call him that, but I don't remember his name either.
All right,
the goddamn guy in Final Fantasy 12 is Belfier.
But also, yeah, Belfier. Fucking he like if he was the main character too, they would have fucking delved. They would have expanded his character and stuff. So like you would have had.
How do you know that?
How? Explain how they would have even done that.
Character, you wouldn't be fucking wasting all your time with the fucking two orphans. You could
how would they have accomplished that? How? What more could they have done? Well, there you go. What they couldn't have done anymore because he was basically all upfront about everything that was his character. There was nothing really hidden from him. He's not Oren, where he just knows a bunch of shit, but he's not gonna fucking tell you. The only thing about him was he was a cocky, jokey son of a bitch who fucking knew better than everybody else.
And you know what? I hate him because his girlfriend's a cat girl. There you go.
Maybe he was secretly a human
Technically,
trafficker.
I think his girlfriend's a bunny girl.
Fuck
Yeah,
it,
it's
I
a
don't
bunny
care.
girl. Yeah. So yeah, maybe he was into human trafficking. Like maybe
God.
like he starts off as a legitimately bad person.
No, he was a judge, Matt. I don't. That's
fuck
given
that.
to you.
I'm changing the story.
This
This is my story. I'm fucking Titus in this shit.
Titus. Why Titus?
I hate
Why?
Like. Oh God, it worked. Fucking finally. Now we're not gonna be able to talk as soon as like we're gonna figure out how to turn it off. Oh,
No, I can turn it off.
So yeah, there we go.
But
Is
let me
that the
go-
boss theme or the
No,
normal
it's not.
theme?
Give me a second.
I swear to God, this is just further evidence that Skull is actually an AI. Just for the
Yeah.
past like fucking 10 minutes, he hasn't said anything. It's like he's been trying to process how to fucking play the goddamn music. And we were
Matt,
even
well, he's
saying
really
things to him with
goddamn
no response
inefficient
because he
then,
was
Lundy.
too busy. He was already in the process of trying to download this new fucking action.
Wait,
I
what?
can. I
Like,
can
how
now.
He's the shittiest AI in the world then because he can't even fucking process a wave file at like a decent goddamn rate.
He's like the bargain bin of AIs.
Well, actually, before I play the boss theme, Nick, why do you think I go after old computers?
Wait, do you like eat their fucking parts for power or something?
Maybe my
No,
brain's
why-
running off of an old 46. You don't know.
Jemshin is
Your
letting you know
brain's
by
an
the
old
way, Nick.
486. I feel
He's
really
building
bad
a
for you.
wife.
Jemshin is letting you know, by the way, Nick, that you can call most animal girls kimonos.
Right here.
I can't hear
Listen
you,
to this
Lundy,
shit.
'cause
Okay, cut it off here. It pretty much peaks now. Badass thing. Come on.
That doesn't even fucking compare. That doesn't even compare to most of the fucking themes from most of the Final Fantasies.
Okay, I'm back. To be fair, after listening to it, it honestly sounds like something that should be on the Sega Genesis with somehow the riffs go.
yes, I guess because
Like, come on. That's those are some great things. They're fun.
No, I think
I'm
it's
not
fun.
talking to
It's
you.
more like
It's meh in comparison to like even if we just go to Final Fantasy
I've never
VI.
said
okay. We'll go to Final Fantasy VI for a
Quest
second.
is a good Final
God
Fantasy.
damn it.
I said it's a good starter RPG.
Well, everyone enjoy not having audio on this fucking podcast.
Wait, did we
Good
get
enough
D?
audio.
No, we haven't got a ding yet.
Oh,
Okay, so FF6. What track? I'm assuming Battle Theme.
And I'm not
well,
saying
no.
the music.
Let's
is
not
bad.
delve into the actual Final Fantasy games because Square Enix Square Enix doesn't care about the music for.
Because I'm not
Mystic
saying that
Quest.
Mystic Quest's music is bad.
We will
Like,
not.
oh, the music is awesome.
But the second you play,
you were using using the Mystic Quest themes as like a selling point as to why it's awesome, and I'm just like in comparison to all the other Final Fantasies, it's meh.
Look,
Like
that's your
music,
first Final
like
Fantasy.
like
It's
up
awesome.
until Matt, it's sort of the same thing as like BioWare having good writing up until Mass Effect 3. It was just kind of like standard.
You're a big bully, Lundy.
I would.
Why are you trying to tear down everything I love?
Because you love the wrong things.
Don't
No,
worry, Matt.
We both love Boku no Hero.
Look, stop
Also,
watches.
Lundy, you know what I'd love? Lundy, dream team up. Dream team up in Boku no Hero.
Oh God, Nick, need help me. We need to stop Boku no Hero.
Stain and Bakugo.
I don't. They couldn't team up. Bakugo would get so goddamn annoyed with Stain. Like
I know, like it's
every single time Stain would go off on one of his like.
Coming back.
Well, yeah, of course
Stain's
he's coming
coming
back. But here's the thing, man.
But
as soon as Stain starts going off on any one of his rants about how heroes need to be annihilated so that real heroes can make a return because real heroes don't care about profit and blah blah blah.
Well, man, I don't really necessarily want to see them team up. Like that'd be neat, but like I really want to see those two interact somehow.
Bakugo would get so goddamn annoyed with Stain, and you know it.
I try to kill him, but like Stain would also probably be like, I don't like. That's the main reason. I don't know what Stain would really feel about Bakugo because he's like, he does have an ironclad sense of justice, but
well, he doesn't have an ironclad sense of justice. He doesn't really care too much about justice. That's not any of his driving points. Bakugo is just like, you fucking annoy me, I'm gonna blow you up. That's Bakugo.
Anyways, we'll stop. I just wanted to say that. I'd like to see.
Wait up, give me a second.
Yeah, so that's him. That's the name of the I know we're going way back.
I know what I can do. Now get rid of Bakugo now.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't think like maybe early on when I only like during the Super Nintendo era, because like RPGs really were like a rarity at that point.
Super Nintendo?
Yeah, like maybe then like the Final Fantasy series was my favorite.
Actually
I know there were a fuck ton, but like growing up in rural Virginia, it was slim pickings for RPGs for a long time.
Yeah, that's why I've never gotten the Final Fantasy because I was the one that started in Breath of Fire first.
Because like I played Breath of Fire, and I liked but I'll be completely honest. I didn't really love Breath of Fire until I played 3.
2
yes, the good old 15-minute load times for a battle.
Like fuck, was the battles fun because like 3 did a great job of making every character feel unique.
I need to check how they did Final Fantasy IV on PS1 because if they did it what I was reading how they did it, that's pretty fucking hilarious.
Wait, what?
They didn't optimize the game for PS1 whatsoever. What they were doing was it was actually an SNES ROM running off of a very archaic fucking emulator, and it was running a fucking English patch in real time. And that's why the game fucking loaded in between like menus on the screen.
For Final Fantasy IV?
On the Final Fantasy Anthologies collection for PS1.
Oh god, is that?
I'll be completely honest though, like when the PlayStation era came in, the Tales series solidly became my favorite RPG series. Like
I do have the disc. I would actually have to pop it in because I remember correctly, the menus do act a little funky in that game, so that might be happening because it's not the best.
The biggest reason I want to get a PlayStation, because I don't know why, I can never get a PlayStation emulator working. You know what, Nick? Like, maybe
damn it, Matt.
Help me.
It is so easy to get PlayStation emulator working. You were just fucking up Lundy style.
I'm high all the time.
A PlayStation 1 emulator, Skull? Like, you need like a 1 gigahertz processor to fucking have that thing work. Like, his computer can handle it.
I want to just, like, there's a couple of games, but one game I really want to play because I just want to gush about it so much because it doesn't get the credit it deserves because Final Fantasy VII gets all the fucking limelight for PlayStation 1 RPGs.
That Panzer Dragoon, what?
Tales of Destiny is like, it pisses me off like more RPGs didn't choose to stay like 2D sprite based. Because Tales of Destiny, in my opinion, is one of the most beautiful looking like RPGs from that era. Like Ogre Battle 64 is the only one I think probably looks better. Tales of Destiny 2 also looks pretty good, but
Yeah, there's a small army of PS1 fucking JRPGs, so I don't know.
yeah, I remember the first time I played Tales. Like, I just instantly fell in love with it, and I literally rented it every weekend, 3 years.
Not to mention there's horror games in the PS1 that never really took off either that actually were pretty interesting.
Clock Tower.
I can find Suikoden. Like, that was another, like, Suikoden is probably my second favorite. The only reason Suikoden isn't number one is Suikoden will never get another game.
Well, that
Suikoden is done and over with, so that makes me sad.
Dark
But
Messiah.
I love it.
Hell Knight Dark Messiah is our weird survival horror game that never really went anywhere. Which is kind of sad because it was actually kind of a precursor to Amnesia to a certain degree.
That's one of the things I love about it, like Super Noob. Like, it's so fucking like 80s. Like, it really feels like heavy metal, the anime. Also, like, all of the main characters are really likable, and there's a legitimately great fucking twist in it that literally floored me the first time I played it because I did not see it coming.
Oh,
And then on
Matt.
subsequent playthroughs, it's like, oh, I see the hints to this now.
So hey, Matt, remember that? Did you see that link I linked early in the morning? That Shad verse that he sang.
I saw it, but I didn't read it.
Only reason why I had an interest in Shadversity is because apparently he did a hangout with Rags of all people.
Oh, Lindy Page did a hangout with
Wait,
Sargon.
are you obsessed with Rags for some reason?
The only reason I know what he's constantly doing
I
is
never got to
because
play
he's
Saga Frontier.
because he's so Nick. You know when you kick on a browser and the Google splash screen comes up and you have the 8 little boxes for like hot links.
You know what's sad?
Yes.
Grandia, in my opinion, does not hold up. Like, I tried.
The 8 hot links. My
like
one to
playing that
YouTube
again.
deletes the Rags channel.
Press the X button on its skull.
The thing I didn't remember about Grandia, and it's probably because like the PlayStation 1 era, we weren't used to HD graphics and shit. I did not realize how fucking rough the character portraits are in Grandia. Like, it literally looks like clip art. It literally looks like the clip art anime stuff from RPG Maker. Like, Grandia, like, at least the character portraits and stuff really look like RPG Maker stuff. Like, I will say this, the graphics are actually really good on Grandia. Like it does a good mix of 2D and 3D stuff. And
I'm picturing
combat's
someone
always
who his entire LP channel is just doing nothing but RPG Maker games.
Wait, what?
Someone who does nothing but RPG Maker games like that. That's his like LP.
I made a couple RPG Maker games. I made a. Okay, this is how much of a nerd I am. I made a Samurai Jack one on the PlayStation 1 RPG Maker.
Sorry, I'm picturing Matt just like, I'm gonna make myself a Samurai Jack RPG.
I did because I fucking love Samurai Jack.
Did you have him have like equipable sub weapons?
Yeah, like basically I had it follow along the show. So like anytime something weird happened to Jack's sword in my game, I gave like an upgrade to the sword. So like remember like the episode when he stumbles across the little like space dudes in the woods and he has to do like the flame thing on his sword to get rid of the tick robots?
Yeah.
Like after that mission I was like, flame sword. You got a flame sword.
Oh, for some reason my brain jumped to that.
Then I
Sargon
made a
fan.
monster-based game
Hard drive.
where it was like kind of like reverse RPG, where it's just a bunch of like I really like to get into like RPG Maker again.
Actually, Nick, it's not a hard drive. I work off a series of floppies.
Especially because you could do a lot. Because that's why I ended up falling out with like RPG Maker on the PlayStation 1 is because it's very limited in what you can do.
No, Nick. Actually, I don't work off of floppies. I work off of Winchester drives. There you go.
I don't know what the fuck a Winchester drive is.
Well,
Basically,
go
Gypsy.
look at
I
it.
also had certain characters join. Like, even though nobody really joined up with Jack, like, I had, like, so, like, a Wooly with Jack. I forget who I like. I know the Scotsman. Scotsman joined up with Jack. Yeah, like me and my friend. To be fair, I didn't do it all by myself. My friend was the one who did a lot of the sprites and stuff because he was better at that stuff than I was. But yeah, we spent like an entire summer, like just like every fucking day, every night. Like he'd borrow the game. He'd borrow the game in the memory card for like a week, and then he'd give it back to me, and then I'd work on it for a week.
Oh. So this is the PS1, goddamn.
I didn't have like again. You could like the cutscene stuff in the PlayStation 1 version was very limited. A lot of like the super crazy stuff. And honestly, like I'm kind of glad like that memory card is probably in a dumpster somewhere or a landfill because like it was probably because again a lot of the stuff was really fucking limited in the PlayStation version. And like if I remember, that was like the first time they had like detailed cutscene stuff in an RPG Maker game. Like that was the first edition. Not necessarily the PlayStation 1, but like the computer one that the PlayStation 1 version was based on.
Well, you could do a lot of shit with that.
Nick.
Yeah.
Also,
Winchester
yeah, like
drives
Super Dude brings up, you also have to type in like every single thing. Like, there's so much shit you had to do in the. Again, that's why I'm like, you know, I wouldn't mind looking at like the modern version of RPG Maker because it's probably simplified like all of that shit.
Nah, not really. You still have to type in like all your events and shit.
Yeah, but
Winchester.
it's like in the PlayStation 1, it was like you couldn't even like there was basically like on it. It's like binary with the events. It's
I don't
like
know what the
event
fuck
on,
those are.
event off.
Those aren't those like card readers, are they?
Winchester drives are actually not a nickname, but were a commercial name for the IBM 3340. They're kind of precursor to hard drive technology for
Like,
like
there was
servers.
Like from what I remember, there was like some like things you could do. Like there were like screen effects you could do, like flashes and weather and stuff like that. But like that was probably the most advanced that like PlayStation 1 RPG Maker got. Like you couldn't do like anything really like sprite based. Like you couldn't like say like Jimson brought up like the Scotsman suplex in a train. Like you couldn't really do that in the PlayStation version. Yeah, they had PlayStation keyboards. My friend had one because he was a big PlayStation. Like we always got into fights because like I was a both system guy. I've always been like guy because I'm like, you know what? There's good games on both.
Yep.
God.
Oh yeah, you're right. The PlayStation 2 one was the one that used the PlayStation 2 keyboard. PlayStation 1 you had to use. Oh yeah, PlayStation 1 also I just remembered this. PlayStation 1 RPG Maker didn't support analog, so you had to use the direction pad.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so yeah, Winchesters are pretty
You know
much from what I
RPG
read. They're just hard. They're
It
pretty
doesn't
much
get a
just
lot
giant
of-
hard drives.
A lot of like mention because of again Final Fantasy VII limelight for PlayStation 1 RPGs. Dragon Warrior 7.
No experience with it.
That's a really fun game.
I have not played it.
I had to double check it, Nick, because I didn't know if a Winchester technically was a platter design or not.
Was I
or
bitching
it
about the
used
N64?
platters. Well,
Because
it
I know
uses
that's the
platters in a
reverse.
different way.
Well, no, it's not the reverse because the N64 was a more powerful system, but it was limited to the stupid fucking cartridges. Like, the only thing from what I remember with the N64 that it could really pull off with the cartridges better than the PlayStation could was, which is why a lot of N64 games have like garish, like computer screensaver textures. Mario 64 is a fucking eyesore to look at.
Wait, what?
Like
You cut out in the middle of that, Matt.
Super Mario 64 is an eyesore to look at.
Oh, nope, can't say that about good games.
Also, to be fair, Ocarina of Time is really fucking rough too. Same with Majora's Mask, but the Majora's Mask came a lot later, so they kind of, by that time, figured out, like, we know how to make stuff look adequate.
Oh, also, Matt, that Shadversity thing I linked, he was pretty much it looks like he was sourcing Computing Forever, and was pretty much bitching about SJWs and how the ad apocalypse is targeting conservative YouTube channels, and he's worried that he'll be targeted.
They're targeting hateful YouTube channels, so I mean, it just kind of follows that conservatives get hit a little bit.
Well, he's saying gun channels have been targeted.
It's not necessarily the case, but hate and conservative kind of
And
go
it's
hand
weird.
in hand usually.
Here's the thing, Bruno. I think this. If the N64 had more 2D games, it could have actually probably been like, hey, we have better graphics than the PlayStation 1. Like, yeah, they're doing these fucking gross, ugly-ass fucking polygons, but look at this. Ogre Battle 64. Look at how fucking beautiful this is.
Also, to quickly point out the points he brought up were pretty much him thinking that social justice, like inquisitors, as he put it, mistaking his love for European medieval culture as being white supremacist, his belief that there's only two genders, and him saying that they think that's transphobic.
What?
Yeah, it's
basically just a crazy like.
Yeah, he pretty much went kind of full anti-SJW there at the end.
I just watch him for like, hey, is this fictional castle actually a good castle or a bad castle? Also, his race videos, not like how you think. As I was saying that, I was like, bad wording.
So, tell us about the white race, Matt.
No, he does fantasy race videos of like what weapons would X race use? What weapons would like dwarves use? What weapons would elves use? What weapons would centaurs use?
Considering Matt's too much of a coward to say it, I'm going to say it. I am fully a racist against fancy races. Fuck elves.
I'd be fuck you! I'm not afraid of being an anti-elf mite.
What are you guys' problems with elves?
They're fucking rats.
They're overhyped as fuck.
They're rats.
They're not overhyped.
Yes, they are.
They're dickheads.
They're decent archers. They live a long time. They like the fucking woods.
And
everyone about that. They live in trees. They chew on sticks and berries. They got pointy ears, pointy teeth.
Wait,
Angular
why is this
features,
guy
rats.
talking about gender though if he has no idea what the fuck he's talking about?
Because he brought up him being Mormon and brought up the sanctity of marriage and thinking there's only two genders. Pretty much, he kind of. Let me get you pull up the full thing and let's do it verbatim by
Hashtag
word.
Yeah.
elves are like rats.
Nick,
What?
did you seriously just ask that question?
Yeah. Like, I don't get why anybody who has no idea what the fuck they're talking about just, like, keeps going.
Okay, here we are.
But it's something that everyone does.
I don't do it very often.
So here you go, Nick.
Like, god damn it, I don't want to read. What do you
No,
think I am? Goddamn.
I was gonna read it.
Oh, okay.
These zealots have shown they're willing to make any false equivalency to vilify their enemies. Example.
You know what?
Could
Here's
they equate-
something. Fun fact. Sorry, Skull. I want to bring this up. Fun fact. Tolkien never described his elves with pointy ears.
That's cool.
There
Going
you go.
back-
There's your
going
little
back to the
useless
saying.
Thanks,
knowledge.
Matt.
Yeah, you're welcome. That useless fact is just taking up a piece of your brain now.
Don't
What?
worry, I'll get rid of a cheese grater later. Example. Could they equate a love for medieval history, my cultural heritage, as white supremacy? Such a concept is ridiculous, but the medieval history is largely, not completely though, about white people. They always said that believing there's only two genders as transphobic, a belief in sanctity of marriage, of a sanctity of traditional marriage homophobic, concerns about radical Islam as
Sanctity of
racist.
marriage is kind of homophobic because he doesn't. If you poke at him, he's not gonna really give two shits about marriage. Just like every other person who's like sanctity of marriage.
That's what I figured. Because like even in the comments of this Facebook post, people are going like your sanctity
I
of
don't
marriage
have a
thing kind of
problem
fucking falls out
with the
it, depending on what you're exactly
They
defining
knew the
here.
deal. Humanity's time was now, so they were fucking off. I respect that. They knew their place.
All I'm gonna say is dwarf power. There
To be
you go.
fair, Calypso,
What?
human and D&D are a really good race because of the extra feet. You got a lot of wiggle room with that.
But Nick,
What?
Matt's still going on about the elf stuff, and all I said was dwarf power.
Okay, that's
Well,
great.
the dwarves are already dead because, they couldn't tell men and women apart or something. I forget the dumb reason why dwarves died out.
Anyway,
And then we raped the hobbits and assimilated them into our gene pool, and then we genocided the orcs. That's the story of humanity, folks, as told by Lord of the Rings. That's the shit that happens after the books.
I didn't bring up the
Didn't
earlier
wanna
parts
tell you.
in this huge fucking diatribe he has going on, but pretty much he characterizes this SJWs as like social justice inquisition.
We raped the fucking
So
hobbits,
he's a fucking conservative shitbag who hates gay
and we
people.
genocided the orcs.
Pretty much. Well, I don't know if he
Oh,
necessarily.
God damn it! Thank you, MK4. Why did nobody tell me that?
What's really weird is that in
Why
earlier.
did nobody tell me this was Sundays with Napalm?
I didn't know it was Sundays with Napalm. Today's
but-
Friday. It can't be Sundays with Napalm.
Yeah, it's Friday with Napalm.
It's M4 says it's Sundays with Napalm.
Then he's wrong because it's fucking Friday.
And if he's talking about like the condition of Matt and
right. It is Sundays with Napalm.
Did you name it Sundays? Okay, so you named it Sundays with Napalm.
No, I have
Not-
like all my video titles on a big list, and I just copied what I thought was what I thought.
Oh, what? Okay, so Matt,
Yes.
you thought it was Sundays with Napalm, but it's Friday's no-name show, right? That's what happened.
Look, they're right next to each other.
Okay, I thought what he was saying was like, this is legit Sundays with napalm, and you were thinking it was Sunday. That's
could
what I
be
thought was
Sunday.
happening.
So,
It might be Sunday in Japan. They're in the future.
the funny part is that he
And they
states,
didn't warn us about 9/11. Those pricks.
He does state
yeah.
in this that he does like to keep the political stuff off of his main channel.
Oh
So,
yeah, I can see why. It's probably because he's a shitbag. Who would have thought?
Well,
You know,
well,
yeah.
it's just gonna
It's
spread
Sunday
kind of
on the
quickly when you decide to do hangouts with like Rags. Considering he has like fucking he has like 250 fucking
Why can't I
subs,
just
250,000.
Well, yeah, okay. Skull. Of course, those channels are gonna get like hundreds of thousands of subs.
No,
There's
I know
hundreds
that.
of thousands of hateful people that don't leave the fucking house ever.
I know. I work with some of those individuals.
You
What I'm
work with
saying-
all of them, actually.
Oh, by the way, I'm gonna probably bring a recorder to work so you can listen to the fucking monkey sounds I make.
You know, Jimson, I've always said it. Thank Christ
Wait,
there's never
the monkey
there's
sounds.
no
I thought you were gonna
internet.
go somewhere way different than where you went. Okay.
Thank Christ there's no
Literally in the
internet
break
court.
room, I have to hear.
From
Shut
what?
If there was the internet
What?
Yeah,
equivalent
that's what I
of the
hear.
Hague,
Are
I'd
there
be
people
fucking.
fucking in the break room or something?
No, they're making
I'd be like that one Nazi. What Skull? Nazi expert. What was the Nazi who was in that prison all by himself?
You're gonna have to be more particular what's going on.
Yeah, be more specific.
He was that Nazi who was tried in Germany, and they put him in like this prison, but they moved everybody else out of the prison eventually, and they just left him there because they were like, you know, fuck you. We'll just leave you in this prison until you die because we specifically sentenced you to jail in this prison.
Don't know, maybe because I don't really give two fucks about Nazis after they were tried. A good Nazi's a dead Nazi.
Okay, yeah, seriously, folks, Skull's not like an actual Nazi sympathizer.
He's a Nazi. He looks at the
He's an
books,
AI. He can't be.
and you see what happened is he questioned the narrative, and then he's like, "Oh, it did happen."
Lundy, are you still here?
Turns
Let's
out
argue this.
it's goddamn horrifying
Can
what
robots
happened to
be
people in the
fascist?
Holocaust.
It depends.
I don't think a
Do you
robot
accept-
or an AI would become fascist.
You don't think they would?
Because it's like this is like it's yeah, I don't think they ever would. It's a very shitty ultimately of governance. Like this isn't
Actually, I
good.
was thinking about it, but the conservatives at my work might think I'm possibly Antifa with that statement.
A good Nazi's a dead Nazi.
The problem is, Matt, theoretically
Well, he
speaking,
tried to pull the entire like old
if
Nazis
you
have
put
rights
everything,
too, and I went good
if
Nazis
you
a
put
dead
everything
Nazi.
on paper, it all works efficiently on paper. The problem
You know
is,
what? If Nazis have rights, then they have the right to try to take our rights away. Like if you're gonna go with that whole
why
thing.
do you think that AIs would respect individual
Yes!
rights on any way?
Thank you, Dubin. Hess.
What?
I'd be the Hess. I'd be the fucking Hess. I would just be and be like, how do you times of high and reckless and leading a lynch mob against like just being a general prick? How do you plead? And I would just be like, fuck you. That's how I plead. Also, suck my dick if you were. Third
What?
plea, lick my ass.
I have no idea what's going on with Matt. He
I
keeps
can
cutting
be
in and
here all
out, and
day.
it's just a fucking horrible dribble over there.
Yeah, I heard. Suck my dick, lick my asshole,
I
and
just- I'm yelling about the internet court.
Now I can't.
Internet court. 1 second, I think my headphones are fucking up.
I think your brain's fucking up.
No, I'm talking coherently. Is that better?
Yes, I
yeah,
guess.
we can hear you, but
Okay,
doesn't
so
hear
yeah,
you
I
what
was
happened previously.
mentioning about myself in internet court. If internet court was a real thing, like I'd be fucked. I'd be right fucked.
Why would you be right fucked?
I've done a lot of bad things. A lot of bad things, like publicly. A lot of bad things privately I don't want to talk about.
Also, I think with Jesse, my manager, I think my new nickname with him is literally a
Thankfully,
ball.
nothing on like the level of Rob, but more like petty. Like, hey, I hate this. I hate person X. I might do something to affect person X's real life. Not going to get any more specific because I don't know about statutes of limitations.
So,
I don't understand your idea here, Matt, that AIs wouldn't think that fascism is an efficient form of governance. I mean, that would...
Because fascism's like,
It's entirely how you program it, Matt.
It's doomed to fail, and it's just on its base level. It's just illogical. Like,
you could program an AI to have monarchies if you want.
Matt,
you have to
do you know what happens if a computer gets like a 0 and a 1 at the same time? It blue screens, kinda. Like if you if you make a contradiction in a computer program, the program crashes. Like,
Matt, all you would have to do to have like an AI decide that like fascism is an efficient form of governance is just take away any value of human rights.
I forget the guy who was the political mind behind party. Not Hitler, but the other guy. The guy who came up with like the 3 things. I forgot what he called them, but it's like 3 things, and the main thing, like
3 laws of robotics.
No, it was something like it was like the 3 things that you need to have a fascist state. 2 that I think that would hang up on because I can never remember what the first one is, but the last 2 I can remember them is that you need racial harmony. You need you need pure racial harmony, and you need to portray your race as the dominant race. Like your race is the best race. Every other race is inferior to yours. The third thing is,
are you thinking about
a common enemy? I think yes. I think I am.
Because I know Rosenberg is
the
intellectual Nazis.
Thing you need is you need like an enemy. You need someone who is holding your race down. And usually that's a racial minority portray as weaker. And it's just like, that would just be a real contradiction, I think, to robots, where they would probably just be like, I don't understand this, and their little robot heads would explode.
Yeah, but you don't actually need those 3 things for fascism.
You kind of do.
Fascism, in fact, has nothing to do with race.
For a successful fascist state, I think you kind of need that. I mean, to be fair, Mussolini, not Mussolini, Franco kind of disproves that. Because Spanish fascism was really not about race.
Oh, hey, Rosenberg was... Yeah. That's neat.
But then again...
Oh, was he hanged with piano wire?
No, he was hanged after Nuremberg trials.
Oh, okay, so he was executed by the good guys.
Mm-hmm. Air quotations.
Spanish fascism. Yeah. I don't know why, because arguably Spanish fascism was the most successful version of fascism. That's not the version of fascism.
According to Kraut's definition of fascism, that wouldn't be fascism.
Like the Nazi version of fascism caught on. Like that's what like you're seeing like a weird pseudo proto whatever you want to call it. In like Russia right now.
By Kraut's definition of fascism, that Spanish fascism isn't fascism, so.
Fascism was fascism.
It's not fascism, Matt. Kraut is right.
No.
He's not, but I'm just fucking with him.
I know you are. Why are you doing that?
I don't know. You remember Lundy put me in troll mode earlier, and I can't stop the troll process. It just comes on every now and then.
It's like...
I was not built with Control-Alt-Delete, like, activatable. I'm just fucked.
Like, hey, Matt, here's a chair. And then you pulled the chair out from under me. And I was like, why did you do that? And it's like, I don't know. Lundy made like.
I'm still trying to figure out how I trolled Lundy.
Lundy activated my troll mode, and I can't turn it off. So every now and then, I
It's not
just
gonna
kind
work anymore, Nick. We know you're not the real robot. We've sussed out the robot.
How do you know Skull's not the actual goddamn, like, red herring? And, like, you had it right the first time, and I'm just kind of like, well, I don't give a shit. And then you're like, well, it's got to be Skull.
Double red herring. I've thought of that possibility. I've also thought
I'm
of the
just gonna
possibility
point
of
out,
both being AIs.
why are you rolling out Nick as a robot? Maybe we're both robots.
He did say he went into the possibility that we're both AIs.
But I don't think the government would waste 2 AIs on us.
Well, you never know.
Okay.
We might be
Why am I better at
detectives.
math than the goddamn AI?
Yeah.
Because they programmed the AI to not be good at math.
Well, see, I just
Funny.
looked at like Nick and me as like experimental models. Like with Nick, they managed to figure out how to actually do the intellectual aspect of an AI, but they forgot the personality. And I'm the one with the personality, but no intellectual capabilities. Ta-da!
Thank you, Skull. At least, you know, I don't like not having a personality.
You have a personality, Nick.
it
It's just
eats at
very
me.
subtle.
It
I mean,
eats
that-
at me.
That's look. I've thought about the like. Look, I've gotten high. There's a lot of weird things. I've thought about like, could I be a robot?
I'm not gonna put it past you. Matt,
Favorite
how do you know that
thing.
maybe
Yeah,
aliens
one of my
kidnapped
favorite-
you? Aliens kidnapped you,
Oh,
put your brain into a robot, made the robot exactly like you, and then put you back on Earth. They do that every night.
I'm just gonna
yeah, that could totally be it.
I'm just gonna say now. I actually think this is a triple red herring. I think Matt's the AI.
Yes.
No, it turns out it's Lundy.
No, it's probably gonna be like Abby or Agata or something. It's like somebody who you wouldn't expect at all.
Well, if
Sammy.
it's someone who we wouldn't expect, yeah, Sammy.
Yeah, Sammy.
Congratulations.
We're
We made a born robot.
Then again, I always end up with having ending up being robots.
Also, you know what? I want to say this. Bryce Tyson. There we go. I want to get that off my chest.
DeGrasse, not DeGrice.
I don't care.
Why
I
do
don't
you
like
hate him?
Because
Is it because he's black, Matt? It's because he's
No,
black, isn't it?
No.
God damn
no,
it, Matt. I know you're from Virginia, but
No.
you don't need to be racist.
No, it's not
God,
because
I could just hear Matt right now, just being like, Neil deGrasse Tyson's a goddamn bazaboo.
it's not because he's a yum yum chocolate man.
Okay, why do you hate Neil deGrasse Tyson?
It's because he fucking takes the whimsy out of shit.
What are you talking
So,
about?
like, he
And
was-
he
he
uses
was
poetic
weird.
language all the fucking time to explain
About the solar eclipse, it was just like, oh, solar eclipses, they're kind of lame. And like, somebody.
They are. If you think about it, it's just
Well,
goddamn lines
Carl
intersecting.
I'm just saying, he's no Carl Sagan. I don't like him.
Have you ever like listened to him actually explain like spatial phenomena?
Yeah.
He
watched
usually
the
uses
Cosmos.
poetic language.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
Look, again, he's no Sagan. He's the OG.
I
of
think
that.
you just hate him because he's black, Matt. I
No.
think that's what's going on here.
one the field hands got too uppity.
Matt's like, there was a white guy who did this before, and he was better than the new black guy.
Michio Kaku, I hate him too. He's fucking all full of woo and dumb shit.
Yeah,
also
he's an
an
Asian. Okay, so like,
apparently-
so you hate Asians and black people.
Look,
Okay,
I'm
like,
working
thank you.
through- I'll be honest, I don't know any white scientists. Like, the only white scientists I know are like paleontologists. Like, that asshole who was in the Jurassic Park video game commercial.
What about Richard Dawkins? Do you like Richard Dawkins?
Is Dawkins a scientist?
Yeah.
Is Dawkins still capable of actual solder?
I'll be honest, like, Dawkins has been around so long, I don't remember what he originally was. I just know him as like
He's some sort of
the old man.
biologist. Well, he's also an old man that says really fucked up shit sometimes.
Oh, Sam Harris! I fucking hate Sam Harris. I fucking
Well,
I'd
Sam
spit
Harris
in his
isn't really
face.
a scientist, though. Right now, he's just a piece of dead wood. Like, he hasn't really made a contribution in I don't know how long.
Not to mention
Like-
he's kind of going down suit.
Yeah.
I'm totally a left wing, but I'm actually a right wing, like ideologue track.
Oh, he's been doing that for goddamn, like, 10 years, Skull.
Yeah, but people are noticing now.
Oh, yeah. People are noticing. Like, it only took 10 years for them to go, you know, I think these people that are saying they're on the left
You know what,
aren't
Jim?
really on the left.
Sam Harris is full of fucking woo. Sam Harris is full of woo, more woo than fucking Wu-Tang Crew. And Wu-Tang Crew ain't nothing to fuck with.
Like,
Wu-Tang Clan,
Fuck you, Nick. I'm high. I'm like probably severely sleep deprived.
wait.
I've been bathing myself.
And the only
with
thing,
a
okay,
hose.
so like Sam Harris is kind of just a bigoted piece of shit. Like he's not really full of woo. I don't know what you mean by woo here.
A lot of his like brain stuff. I can't remember.
Oh well, that's kind of par for the course for some neurologists.
Especially when it comes to like religion, where it's like, yeah, religion's kind of a mental disorder.
No, it's not.
I'm not gonna say it is directly, but
Yeah, if it is, it's an evolutionary advantageous one that seems to like affect the majority of the population.
I think the most likable, like well-known atheist around still is probably Dennett, and that's only because he's like the saltine he's like the saltine cracker of like atheism. He's just really hard to hate, but he's also really hard to like.
I like him. Like he's
I don't know. I can
like
hate
always.
the fuck out from Sartain
I
Crackers.
like him, but I like him in the same way I like saltines.
Well,
like
the thing is,
I'm
he
not gonna
doesn't
go out of
go.
my way to eat saltine
He
crackers.
doesn't go past what he can demonstrate. Well, usually, I'm sure he does it, like on accident, maybe, because he's like 90 years old. I don't even know if he knows which way is up right now.
I wish he was fatter. He'd make a good atheist Santa Claus.
He would. I don't know. He's pretty fat
Maybe.
now. Oh no, I don't think he is. I think I'm thinking of someone else. But like he's like
I said saltine crackers are technically different from saltines, Jim. Don't go into like racials, like. Although
what are saltines a slur for?
white people. I don't know. I was gonna say something and then it just died in my brain.
Like, I think Dennett's the only one, like, the only reasonable, like, big atheist now because he's the only one who doesn't say crazy ass shit all the fucking time.
I still don't know if Sam Harris saying, what the entire why is why is the argument I have a black friend actually not a good argument for you being not racist. I don't know if that's actually an argument he put out or that was him just being, him doing his equivalency of parody on his podcast, and it was just taken out of context.
If you look at the other shit he says,
Sam Harris has a
probably not.
podcast.
Well, see, the problem is I don't know if that's a legitimate case of actually him being taken out of context or not. Because
if you criticize Sam Harris, you're taking him out of context.
Yeah, I know.
Like that's just how it works, man.
Skull, I finally know a video game to torture you with.
Okay.
The Deepak Chopra video game.
There's a Deepak Chopra video game? Oh god,
Yes.
Desert Bus. Why didn't I think of it?
The Deepak Chopra video game is basically a Res clone. Every so often, instead of music, you just get like 15 minutes of Deepak Chopra saying Deepak Chopra things.
Is this like a parody game?
This is a game that Deepak Chopra himself put out on the Wii Station 2.
Jesus Christ. Okay, but Skull.
I just imagine, Jim, like my brain is like D-Day and all my smart comebacks are like the soldiers in the amphibious landed things. And when they're about to come out. The pot Nazis just mow them down.
So what you're telling me? So what you're saying is play Desert Bus?
No, play the Deepak Chopra video
No.
game. That
He'll think
actually
that's
has
hilarious.
a legitimate chance.
Yeah, I actually
No,
probably
no,
would think that they're
no,
hilarious, or I'd be able to drive know that.
Believe me, as someone who actually has played it and was thinking of doing a playthrough of it, for the first 5 minutes.
Matt, you would not do a goddamn playthrough of Kingsfield and Skullwood.
And you know the funny part is, you think I might have been joking,
I'll
right?
fucking do a Kingsfield. If I could get a PlayStation emulator, that'll be the first fucking PlayStation game I finish. Well, no, taking that one back. Taking backsies.
Why? No,
backsies.
no take backsies.
No 5-second rule. 5-second rule, Nick. Take backs.
I also argue.
There we go. Then it turns out you in fact would not do a playthrough of Kingsfield Skull. I want you to do a full playthrough of Desert Bus, Vegas, and back.
Okay, so 1 point, right?
That's
yeah.
for me.
Well, I don't know if it's one. I think when you get there, it's 1 point. When you get back, it's another point. But it's 16 hours.
That I would have to probably do it in like halves, mainly because I don't know if I have that much free time in a day.
Like atheism is
So you do 8 hours at a time.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, do it on an emulator and then like pause it for do it 8 hours, pause it, then come back and do the 8 hours.
Atheism is having a weird, like, lurch to the right.
It's been having a lurch. It's not a lurch to the right. It's been like kind of going right for I don't know. It's not
really a lurch anymore. It's more of just a collapse.
No, it's been kind of rolling down the hill in that direction for like 10 years, Matt. Again.
No, not 10 years. Like, I was on YouTube and it wasn't like as bad. It wasn't bad until at least. It wasn't as bad at least until like year 2, maybe year 3 of my YouTube tenure, because I started in 2009.
So wait, what's going more towards the right? Atheism or atheism?
Yeah. Not atheism, but just YouTube atheism, basically. And like some people like Sam Harris, like people who aren't really listened to very much anymore
are getting voices
because their 15 minutes of fame are gone.
Also, too, like a lot of like the speakers for like the big speaker, like the up and coming people, like what's her name? SC Cup.
What about her?
Like she's an atheist, but she's conservative.
Oh, great. So I guess the up and coming ones are pretty shit too. Wonderful.
Yeah. I think she's like, I mean,
well,
she
conservative is not necessarily bad, but it depends what kind of conservative.
Like, she's still very like liberal and stuff. Like, although she was kind of like, "Hey, we should give Trump a chance," and it's like, should we?
So
yeah, we don't
with all the lies he said on the campaign trail that were direct contradictions to what he said before, I don't think that giving him a chance was a very good idea.
Like, I've said it before, like, I didn't want Trump to completely fucking fail, because that would take down the entire country, and I keep my shit here. I don't want that to happen. Like,
so
well, the thing is, if somebody is saying direct contradictions every goddamn other day, you know that they're full of shit.
That's kind of my thing. I'm not rooting for Trump.
The thing is, if somebody's like, all politicians are full of shit, yes, but he is a new level of full of shit.
Yeah, he's like shit that has like shit in it.
Yes.
So, has anyone else brought up the fact that
it's
if
like,
the Trump administration is qualifying Antifa as domestic terrorism, that any
by the way, I'm no longer
counter protest is probably going to end up being counted as domestic terrorism now too?
Well, I don't think that counter protests would be directly labeled as domestic terrorism. I don't think that he would be able to hold that up. Well,
to be fair, 30% is about like the thing with like the political parties. Like, he has about like in actuality, like 30% of the country, if that, because a lot of people don't vote. So like that 30% is like that's the base. Like the last people from like 40 to like 31, those are the last few like independents who are like, maybe I'll give Trump a try. And that's the other thing, like Awesome Avenger brought up, like Trump does, like, he really truly does not have the temperament to be president. Like, I don't like using that word because it makes it sound like he's a dog. But that, like, it's not even like I don't want to disrespect him. It's just like it kind of makes. Trump. No, it's more like in my opinion, it makes light. Yes, that is. Because again, like I've been saying, like the biggest problem with Trump, honestly, the single biggest problem, which might honestly be unfixable, that like Trump has sacrificed so much U.S. power abroad, they never recover that.
Oh no, we're not going to. Like everything's fucked. Like we don't have any push and pull with anything other than with our military now, basically, or maybe our economy too. But
like technically, we can like rejoin the Paris Accord and we can smooth over like the bumps with like NATO and all that stuff. But like Trump has done a lot of damage.
Well, our like basically what Trump. Our entire democracy is now probably in question. Like,
at least security. I'm really okay.
Well, that and if we can put so all the democracies that are like really big powers right now, Matt. Like all the big power democracies right now have put really shit leaders in power.
Well, France.
Well, except France.
Macron's getting hammered with scandals right now.
Is he? Like, the only scandal I really know with him is he wanted to make his wife first lady. He wanted to give her.
There was that, him buying like $32,000 worth of colognes. I think with government money.
He's French.
Yeah,
they love their clones.
Pretty much, if I understand correctly, the media over there is trying their damnedest to find every fucking scandal with the guy possible. And also him lived probably not helping.
To be fair, he is trying to push through like massive economic reforms. So, and a lot of them are not really popular, but at the same time are probably necessary. So France doesn't become.
I don't know what he's trying to push through.
Basically, he's trying to liberalize some of the controls like that. Basically, he wants to allow companies more flexibility in hiring and firing people.
More flexibility, hiring and firing usually equals, right to work states, which is we can fire you for whatever reason we want.
I mean, he's not going like that far, but like there's a lot of like things you have to do to fire someone in France, and there's just, like basically it's like the problem with like the and I don't know how big of a problem it actually is, but like people complain about like shitty teachers who get tenure.
It's actually not too big of a problem.
Yeah, that's more of just seems like to be a conservative talking point than an actual problem, to be honest.
Well,
and you don't really have.
It is an actual legitimate problem in some sectors of the French economy where it's like we can't fire people because they literally know they can just get like a really shitty job and just stay there, like and just do like not even the bare minimum.
Wait, a really shitty job. Like McDonald's or what?
Yeah, stuff like that. Like basically what would be minimum wage kind of stuff here.
So people are getting McDonald's jobs and not doing their job? And
They're doing their job, but like, it's like imagine how like how like a rude person in McDonald's, like Skull can attest, like if you're really fucking shitty to someone, you're probably not going to last long.
No, I cannot contest to that because that was me for my flee of the 4 years I worked there.
Were
you
you
really
really
that much of a
shitty?
dick?
Yeah.
I had
I
a
see you
customer.
more as like a passive aggressive person.
A customer asked me how much a dollar cheeseburger was, and I told him that would be a dollar, sir. Hence why it's called dollar cheeseburger, sir.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, that's not that bad.
I'm talking
I
about
mean,
like.
I've said worse things to people at Walmart.
I've had someone pretty much say, "Hey, do you want to come outside so I can kick your ass?" In a non-jokative way. That was funny.
That's not your fault. Well, it might be, but I mean.
Well, he asked on the menu, where are the drinks on your menu? I said, third
But
panel
one thing,
on the
going
bottom,
back to
sir.
our democracy, one thing that would fix it, and it's
Wait,
never.
you said third panel on the bottom?
Third panel on the bottom. What he meant to say was, what drinks do you sell here? I guess is what he meant. And he said, where are your drinks on your menu? So he got pissed with me because he thought I was being a smartass.
But one thing that would probably
so
help.
he's an idiot. That's
with
so him being an idiot means Skull is actually horrible customer service. I don't think that's the case.
Well, because I didn't immediately bow down and fucking apologize and give him free stuff. Apparently, that's
you did, Adam, and thank you for that. Because Angus's singing was like something awful. I can't think of it, but yeah. Honestly, yeah, Trump's not really a fascist. Like when you break it down, like with Putin, you can make arguments because there's like a lot of weird, fucked up parallels.
Trump's probably a corrupt piece of shit, and he can't.
Yeah, Trump's basically Brett Keane. He doesn't give a shit about anything but like lining his fucking pocket and presenting himself off as a winner. The main motivating drive with Donald Trump.
Well, he can't fucking even stock his own goddamn cabinet without having to fire half of them. And then here's
something too, Nick.
He can't even put people in charge of the necessary goddamn governmental organizations.
Half of his cabinet hasn't even been appointed yet. They haven't even gone through confirmation because Trump kept pushing the fucking Republicans to do health care. And now he's threatening a fucking government shutdown after a fucking hurricane and before another fucking hurricane that might even be fucking worse.
Oh God, if that hurricane hits Texas too.
No, it's gonna hit Florida. It's gonna
well, that still sucks, but I mean, it'd be really bad if like Houston just got 4 hurricanes.
I'm picturing a hurricane swerving out of the way of Florida, saying I'm not fucking with that shit, and it goes after Texas.
I mean, there is a possibility that after it hits Florida, if it goes all the way through, it could go over the Gulf, regain some steam.
What if that happens?
That would literally. Have you seen? There are people making the argument because Ted Cruz, in particular, but a lot of congressional and Senate Republicans, when Hurricane Sandy hit, they blocked the relief money for it.
Why?
And a lot of people, because they were this isn't, the government shouldn't do this. This should be up to local. This should be a state thing.
Unless it was their state, and all of a sudden, we need FEMA money.
Yeah, and a lot of people are like, you know what? It's time for some payback with this.
So Nick. And
I'm like, you know what? As tempting as that would be,
you're not gonna lie. It would feel back at the person who did it.
Yeah, you're hurting legitimate.
You're
people
just hurting
you're
just hurting a bunch of innocent people.
So Nick.
Yeah.
One of the unintended consequences of climate change is that hurricanes have this power now of going from states and is gaining.
As part of it, as part of the relief bill, if I was a Democrat, I would put in there. It's Ted Cruz has to publicly apologize to New Jersey for what he did with Sandy. He has to admit it was wrong, and the federal government has a right to help out states after natural disasters. That's how I would hurt Ted Cruz. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, we're gonna let like a lot of the people in your fucking state like horribly suffer and die because
Oh
fuck
God.
you. To be fair, like
I would
technically
also
Ted
include
Cruz
on
did
there
the same to New Jersey.
funding for buying time on a news organization, like all of them, and to put that up. God, I would be a dick. Like, if I was ever in Congress, I'd get shot by a different congressman, because I would just be such a dick.
I mean, Super Noob, it's really fucking true. Like, Donald Trump is basically Brett Keane. Like, Donald Trump is the success. Like, Donald Trump and Brett Keane are like two sides of the same coin. Like, Donald Trump is the most successful.
Well, he's successful because he... Do you know how hard it is to fuck up when you have money to start with?
Yeah, like, that's it. And, like, Brett Keane started off poorer than fucking dirt. So, like, I'm getting the penny antes. Like, he's not about making the big scores like, say, Donald Trump. He's all about, like, making, like, the little money, like getting, like, a video game or something on his Amazon wish list. But, like, basically how they approach, like, their scamitude and shtick, they're basically the same fucking thing. Like, they're fucking hyper aggressive. Like, they portray this, like, bullshit masculine facade of, like, fucking, like, power and dominance, and it's just a fucking fluster. Because really, they're just hollow sacks of fucking shit that don't really have any real opinion on anything. They only care about what satisfies their need. They don't care about anything in the long term.
Also, I'm surprised no one's pointing out that Antifa is getting qualified as a, kind of
That's probably the big reason
terrorism is being used for Antifa, but like nothing's happening to neo-Nazis.
Well, I don't know what the fuck you're gonna.
Not a long-term.
Wait, no, that one guy did get put in. I don't know how the hell. Well, for one, I don't know how the fuck you're gonna identify somebody as being an Antifa. For two, I don't know how the hell you would like.
I have an idea of how you can identify Antifa.
They're wearing a black hood.
No, identify Antifa. Anyone who counter-protests, that's Antifa.
Well, then there's going to be a bit of a problem, and there's going to be the Supreme Court involved, probably. But if the
Gorsuch will take care of that.
Yeah, well, Gorsuch isn't the only one who's in the Supreme Court, Skull.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure the other Republicans would vote.
And really, with Gorsuch, he's replacing Scalia. So really,
well, Gorsuch is probably more right than Scalia. That's just creepy.
I think Gorsuch, in some of his cases, ruled in favor of the corporation when the corporation was like having fucking like big rig drivers like pretty much freezing to death in their cabs trying to transport shit, and ruled in favor of the corporation.
Yeah,
that's not inhumane. Yeah.
Well, he got put through because of party politics.
Is Angus drunk again?
Probably.
Angus is doing a hangout now. What a fucking prick!
Wait, what?
You know
Why are you pissed about that?
Yeah, you're not.
Unnamed Friday show done now. Why can't you go in there?
No, I can't go in there. Skull, Nick.
What?
One of you two go in there and tell Angus he's a fucking prick.
Sure, I can do that.
Oh God! Oh God! Yes, do. Matt, I don't know if this is such a good idea.
Look, I showed restraint by not putting the link in the outside chat.
Give me a second. I get out of this one real quick.
You showed restraint by not putting the link in the outside chat. You gave Skull the link.
Yeah.
And I'm in my recliner right now, so I'm not.
Perfect weapon. I'm fulfilling Skull's destiny. He was programmed as a combat AI. This is war.
No, he's not.
God, I should have told Skull. I should have told Skull, like, tell Angus this is war.
Okay, wait. Are you just pissed because he's having a hangout while you're having your goddamn Unnamed Friday show? It's probably going on like hour 3 now.
Probably.
Probably. Are you unable to evaluate your own like motivations or anything right now?
Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
This is war.
No, what I told him was I came in there and said, on behalf of Matt, you're a gobshite, and then left.
Oh, that's not so bad.
And he said, thanks, Skull. Do let him know I do actually was legitimate in my apology. I'm just doing my trolling thing.
Anyways, I'm really just kind of like, you know what? I think I should end this because didn't I start this at like 6 something? We've been going for like 2 hours. We talked a lot about Boku no Hero. We probably talked 2 hours about Boku no Hero.
Yeah, I know.
You got any final words? I'm gonna go over
I
there
got
and
in
be
here
like,
like an hour
Angus.
late.
Death to Boku no Hero. I guess that would be my final words.
I'll fucking like.
Well, actually, wait. Is Boku no Hero owned by Funimation?
Oh, I have no idea.
If they are, I don't have to worry because Sony will take care of that for me.
Shut the fuck up. I still got the dub, bitch. I still got the dub. And on that note, see you next time.